absolutely the best, and the greatest, and the most spectacular, and the most perfect right now, because the goal always indeed is to be so. Hey, this is Ivan Irani, your success facilitator, and I inherently mean that absolutely, exactly, and precisely. So, what does a success facilitator do? A success facilitator is somebody who is able to facilitate you to inherently access the resources which are within you right now, and utilizing those resources to create specific successful outcomes based on what your inherent objectives indeed are. Kaivan Irani, your success facilitator. Now, since this is a public presentation, it goes worldwide. There can be a billion or a trillion views. It's possible. And so I'm going to refrain from mentioning anybody's name. Now, as we, on the 4th of February 2026, I really enjoyed a workshop or a session that I did for a few talented, skillful individuals. Now, I'm going to mention the organization. The organization is the Wadhwani Foundation. And I did a session. The session only lasted for half an hour. It was a very compact session. And so we did a couple of activities. And also I spoke about, I touched upon how a person's self-talk, internal self-talk, which loops all the time in our brains or mind. Brain is tangible, mind is intangible. And how that, the self-talk, creates specific outcomes, either spectacular, perfect outcomes for yourselves, or the outcomes that are something that you would rather avoid creating for yourself. Now, keep in mind, I don't say good or bad. All I say is either you achieve the outcome or you get a outcome which is different from the one that you are seeking or do want, inherently want. Now, having said that, the audience is great, and I really appreciate the people who provided some really phenomenal feedback, because I do greatly appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to causing some really phenomenal outcomes for yourselves, which you can apply in your lives and create some really perfect, spectacular outcomes right now. Of course, I must acknowledge the individual and the person who facilitated creating the event. So the person's initials are S, spectacular, good, spectacular, good, SG25, and that's the code. That's the code for the person, because this is a public presentation, and thus I generally avoid and refrain from mentioning the person's full name in order to protect and as I respect their privacy. So would love to contribute some, create some more, facilitate some really phenomenal outcomes for yourselves, because that is the objective and the purpose that really creates joyous outcomes for myself. Kaivan Irani, your success facilitator. Make it a pleasant and a great and a phenomenal, and you fill in the blanks, because remember, you always deserve the best. So I do recommend that SG25, you can take this video presentation, it's a YouTube video presentation, and provide it to all the participants who participated in the event on the 4th of February 2026. Make it a pleasant and a phenomenal. And of course, you fill in the blanks, because remember, you always deserve the best.